Oh, this you crazy mother.
Late last night, I submitted my shipment to see where I would be sending all of the 131 books, VHS tapes, and CDs, and I found out that it's all going to one location. Yay! Not so much. The location is in a state known as Tennessee. I don't live near Tennessee, so that's a bummer. However, it's going to be much easier to prepare the shipment because I can sticker all of the books and everything and don't have to be separating them and worrying about that. And they all go to the same place, so just box them up however they're going to fit and send them off. Amazon's process for figuring out where to send your shipment and whether or not to split it up is a mystery to me. Clearly it has to do with what they have in stock and what you're sending in. Do they need that more in a different location? I don't know, but the last 4 or 5 months, my shipments have been split between in-state, so really close by, and out-of-state, which varies from state to state where that would usually go. But that's been going on for a while, since last year, probably since August, September, something like that. And that was a lot of fun, but apparently that run is either temporarily or permanently over. I'm not sure. So we'll see if my next shipment goes to just one state, which is out of state, or if I still get to send some items in state. Hopefully. Oh well. Inbound shipping is a big part of the expenses that you have to lay out before you can make money on FBA with books or with anything. All the books and VHS and CDs that I bought, 131 items, definitely did not cost $1 each, much less, so probably under $100 for all those. But now I'm going to have to spend, I'm not sure exactly how much it's going to be. I'll find out today. My guess would be around $50. We'll see. But I have to spend, some more money to get those items into the warehouse before they can sell. And all the 131 are not going to sell immediately. A handful of them will sell within a week, and the rest, they'll take weeks, months to sell. That's why it's so important with books to send in a lot of them, and so you can get a steady stream of sales, so that the sales that are hitting that week can pay for your inbound shipping. So when I first started, I was always hesitant to send in shipments because I didn't have very many sales, so I kept having to lay out money. Of course, the way to deal with that is to send in the right books that will sell, but it's a learning curve, and I didn't learn right away which books to send in. That takes time. Some people are better at it right out of the gate. It took me a few months, but once you have those books selling, then you don't have to worry about the costs of sending the shipments in, the inbound shipping costs, because it's going to be taken care of because you're always getting sales. It's something to consider. You have to have that money up front in order to pay for those books to send them in. And luckily, UPS is really cheap, even if you have to send it way across the country. And also, it might seem counterintuitive, but the more you send in, the more or the less it costs per pound and per book. It's still going to be more clearly if you send in 100 versus 50 overall, but it's going to be less per book per pound. So that's something to think about. These are all important aspects of the business that you have to understand, because the problem is if you're not sending in enough books, or the books that are going to sell at least going to have some of those books selling pretty quickly, it's going to be tough. You're going to feel like the business is you're just laying out money, you're just putting out money instead of making any money. I think that's why a lot of people like the other items, selling everything else but books on FBA, because they want to buy stuff that turns over really quick, right? The fast nickel. And, books by and large are not like that unless all you're sending in are quick sale books, which are not going to be going for very much money in general. I was looking over my sales last night for the last week or so, and I noticed it was kind of strange. There were about 3 or 4 sales from my second month in to FBA. I made sales of books that I purchased back in October of 2014. So we're talking over a year, about a year and 4 months since I purchased those books. One of them went for pretty good money, and the other ones were around $10. But still, I bought those books for $1, and some of the books I had to lower the initial price in order to sell them, and it still took over a year, close to a year and a half. And I still have books from back then that haven't sold yet. Those books, even though most of them did not bring in a lot of money, I still made profit. So if you figure at most 2 cents a month to store the books for a year and 4 months, so about 30 cents plus what I spent on the book, so that's about $1.30, plus inbound shipping, which was probably not much. Let's say 30 cents, so $1.60. Let's say one sold for $10. I was paid about $5.50. So subtract the $1.60, got paid just under $4. I still made a profit, right? It's not a lot of money, but I still got about 3 times my money. After it's sitting there for so long, of course. Profit is still there even after the books sit for a long time. Of course, I would have rather sold the book sooner, and I still have books that I haven't sold, but that also plays into me being better at picking books and books that are not necessarily going to sit for that long, and the ones that do sit for that long are going to bring a lot more money. So it's all a learning experience. It's a big, big learning curve, and you have to be willing to go through all of that. Did some sourcing this morning at 2 thrift stores. First one didn't have too much. Second one was just kind of finishing up what I had started about a week ago, and turned out I found a good amount of CDs because I didn't look through the CDs. I think I found the ideal CD to sell. So first of all, I found this one, Vision of the Valley by Don Francisco. And there's 2 FBA offers starting at $19.95. The rank though it's not horrible. It's not that great though, about just over 200,000, 230,000. That one's pretty good. A couple other ones in there are pretty good as well. But this one, Switched on Bach, Carlos. Virtuoso electronic performances of, I guess, all of these different classical composers and whatnot. $199 minus 50% off for the tag sale. So it was $1. This one is ranked 93,000. There are 94 reviews, about 4.5 stars. 94 reviews. That is bonkers. That is a lot of reviews. The crazy thing is there's only 9 used offers. 1 collectible, but there's only 9 used offers and a few new. And there's 3 new. That is nothing, right? The supply is so low, but the demand is so high. Now, with including shipping, the lowest merchant fulfilled is $36. $36. There's 9 used offers, and there's 2 FBA offers. First one's at $39, and the next one's all the way up to $53. So this is clearly in incredible demand, and there's just not that many out there. This is a very niche product. Talks about using on the Moog synthesizer, which I've heard of before. It's a type of synthesizer. Moog, it's a company that I guess is highly sought after. The date on here is crazy though. It says 1981, 1961. I think on the CD it says 1973, so I'm not quite sure when this came out. Yeah, 1973 CBS Inc. I'm just looking through the CDs and finding a few, and then I come across this and I was just like, wow. So not only is the rank great, and there's tons of reviews, very positive reviews. A 94 is insane, and the prices are high, but there's not that many copies, right? If there was like 40 copies, 50 copies, the price might be a little bit lower. Because there's so few copies, the price is driven way up. I could even sit on it, and wait for that $53 or $49 or whatever, because this one has a crack in the front, unfortunately, so that's going to bring it down to at least good. I'll take a photo of it, explain it in the description. Condition notes. I didn't even look through that many CDs to get to that one, but sometimes you just gotta hunt. These products just kind of pop out of nowhere. And that might be I think that's the most ideal CD I've ever found. Do I want to wait for another 20 bucks or do I want to sell it for 40 bucks? I got it for $1, so I sell it for 40 bucks, make $31. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, so that was a great find. I got to get back and finish my shipment, or rather sticker everything, put them in boxes, and take them to UPS. So hopefully I can finish that today. Remember, keep booking. Three boxes packed up and ready to go to UPS. 131 items. It's been less than 2 weeks since I sent out my last shipment. And I already got some more books from today, a VHS and some CDs. So let's keep going, guys. Let's push hard. About 6 months till the next huge month in sales. But let's keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Get our inventories up. Boom!